Thank you. The board meeting, the business session will start at 7 p.m. This is the 6:30 p.m. Budget Public Forum to review the proposed budget from the superintendent. Let's see. Do we have any commenters, Mr. Doyle? Or do you want to go with the presentation? We're going to.
Okay, Mr. Chair. We have 2 public commenters this evening. How much time can we
All right,
allow?
let's do 4 minutes apiece.
4 minutes per person. Our first speaker is, and I hope I have the pronunciation, I can't perceive the handwriting, Brandell Allison. Oh, great. And our next and final speaker will be Connie Jackson.
Hi, good afternoon or good evening, everybody. I just have a lot of questions and concerns for school budget. The principals at the schools, I'm not going to take anything away from the good principals at the school, but there is some schools that have bad principals who do not spend money in the appropriate areas. So I'm just kind of curious to the school budget, how is it prioritized for things for the principal to be able to spend money? Is there a structural thing that a formula that he follows as far as maintenance, as far as updating to the building, tapping into splash money? So those are my questions.
You have 3 more minutes if you like, and then we'll move to the next speaker. At this point, the board is hearing from the public.
Okay, that's fine. I do have some other questions in reference to the principal and what he does spend his money on. At South Cobb High School, the principal has spent $19,000 redoing the school floor logo on the basketball floor, and there was no apparent reason to do so. There was no damage to the floor. There was no water damage. He actually told me in a recorded conversation that I had with him where he stated that he was just changing the floor logos because he wanted to give the school a new look. Me as a parent who comes into South Cobb High School and see the facilities, and I see rats and roaches in your concession stands. When I turn on the water and I see roaches coming out of the water sink, I have issues with that. When I come into the school and I still see brown water in the magnet building, when I turn on the water faucet, those are still concerning issues. And I'm not sure why our principal at South Cobb High School has not addressed these and they have not been taken care of, because he's had plenty of time. We're at the end of the school year, and I'm sure we didn't get brown water just this year. This is my 2nd year at South Cobb High School, so I don't really know his policies and procedures because he's also not as friendly. He doesn't have like a good attitude for parents. He pretty much likes parents to be non-existing.
Okay, ma'am, you're not able to talk about specific personnel. You can talk about budget concerns, but you can't direct specific personnel under board policy.
Okay, well, those also are concerns because that is related to the budget that he is allowed to spend in his school budget. Is there any type of restraints that he has? Is there any way that we're prioritizing what he should be spending and what he's not spending? There should be limits on what he's able to do with the money. He shouldn't be just free to say, well, I want to spend $19,000 on the floor when there's other issues, pressing issues that need to be fixed at the school. That's my biggest concern at the school right now. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Our final speaker is Connie Jackson.
Good evening. First, I would like to thank the board, the superintendent, and the senior executive staff. I marvel every single year at our budget and the fact that it's over $1 billion. $1 billion. That's an amazing amount. More than I will ever earn in 3 lifetimes. Maybe 4, but definitely more than 3. As a teacher, definitely not. This is my 10th year, starting in my 10th year as the voice of the employees. And we have seen some really rough times. We've seen furloughs. We've seen the layoff of almost 1,000 employees. And we have seen really desperate times. And I feel so privileged to be able to stand here and see today when hopefully we will pass a budget that includes 8% pay raises and pay raises for step raises for nurses, which has been something that I've harped on for over 9 years. And I am thrilled with what we're looking at today. The raise puts us head and shoulders above every other county. Financially, we always have been every other way. The school nurses, as I mentioned, are finally getting a step raise, and that is wonderful. We know that they do it for their passion, because they certainly could make more out in hospitals or private practice. But now we're showing them that we value and acknowledge the sacrifice that they're making to take care of our sick children every day. I'm also excited about the new stipend for elementary school chairs, showing that we value them and the work they do as much as we do our middle and high school chairs. Our elementary school children, in some ways, are far more important. And I'm not saying that just because I have high schoolers. But they are the foundation. If we don't get them there, we won't get them anywhere. Our bus drivers, I am so excited that we are trying to level their pay so that we no longer have bus drivers getting checks that are worth 0 or negative. I'm very excited about the increase in the allotment pool. Having been a special ed teacher, I know what it's like to go in that first day and they're like, oh, guess what? Our allotments changed. Guess where? Thank you, Daryl York. I am also incredibly amazed by the offerings during our summer programs. That was a wonderful presentation, and that is all about the budget. My final thing is I want to thank all of you and all of you. Every time I go to any of our events for my organization or for other organizations, I am so proud to say that I'm with the Cobb schools, because we really are acknowledged to be the best. We don't have a lot of the other issues that other districts do. We don't have the scandals. Mr. Ragsdale, just keep it that way. No, fancy vacations or any of that.
30
but
seconds.
I am proud. And I really want to thank all of you for that. And I look forward to this budget being the first of many wonderful ones. Thank you.
Okay. We will be discussing the budget during the business session at 7 p.m. Without objection, we're adjourned.